So, 20 years ago, the apocalypse uh, started. This is a paper from 12th of September 2001. Yeah, and of course, it's in Romanian. Anyway, I'll run you through this. So, yeah, what's going on right now in the United States of America exceeds um, all fantasy. The whole mechanism, which was already just dragging of the contemporary world, is at risk to blow up for an undetermined period. At this hour, the two buildings of the World Trade Center, the State Department, in brackets with the explosion of a car, and the Pentagon have been hit. The White House, the Ministry of Justice, and the UN quarters have been evacuated, as other federal buildings have, and the President George Bush has been sent to a maximum security location. The first assessments are being made. We are talking about tens of thousands of victims, and the first consequences appear. The stock markets from all important countries are derailing, and the planet's politicians are in a state of great stress. What seemed to be at a first glance a plane accident, a plane running into a skyscraper, proved to be in fact a terrorist attack of massive proportions. Getting past the political consequences and economical consequences which stem from this event, which is a zero time event, one thing is certain. One has to, uh, blow up the myth of infallible secret services. Terrorism remains the main plague of the contemporary world. AIDS and terrorism are still without solution. The attack from the United States, which is possible to be um, towards other American objectives on the globe, will fundamentally influence the course of events from these coming years. The world economy, including the one from the United States, which is already in crisis, will suffer fluctuations which are hard to estimate. But the major consequences will be in the political plan. The US reaction will not be long waited. After the moments of panic, Americans will go for the one who has planned this attack with the force hard to stop. As this attack is of proportions and it doesn't seem to be an organized operation of a small group, there are enough things that can send us to think that it is another state who is responsible for it. If we're talking about a different state, of course, war will follow. It is to believe that yesterday's attacks represent the premise of a war, and this will engage a lot of countries. So, we'll have the consequences for the Romanian politics, blah blah blah. It will be in the, let's say, in the situation um, to position itself and not remain indifferent. Thus, the declaration of the uh, presidency and the Romanian government will position our country in a state for a long period or something, yeah. To make a wrong move means to imply our country long term in a direction with dramatical consequences. Anyway, yeah, the things will evolve. Romania cannot place itself uh, on another position but a drastic position against terrorism. Surely the whole world is in a similar situation. By this attack from the US, terrorism compromises itself indefinitely as a means of struggle for minorities and peoples, as the military circles and the politics circles that sustain it will be obliged to to take a big step back. The world has no future by these practices. Ground zero alert for politics, for finances, for economics, for security, for international political scene. The repercussions of the US attack are hard to assess by these hours. Surely the world will not be the same as yesterday. And this is 20 years after. 20 years after. Yeah, my God, when I saw this, I said, well, this is the prophesied apocalypse from the Bible. Yeah, I'd like you to pay attention here on something which I don't think you'll find on the Wikipedia. Of course, this is in Romanian. So we have the two buildings of the World Trade Center, and we have a car exploding at the State Department. Yeah, and the Pentagon. Does anyone remember the car exploding at the State Department? Do you remember it? Let me refresh your memory, man. Yeah, this is the whole story. I guess I won't read it. But please take a look here. 8:56 New York time. A plane hits fully one of the towers of the World Trade Center from New York, leaving behind an immense hole in the facade of the building and clouds of smoke in the upper floors. Yeah, this is 8:56. Yeah. Now let's take a look at 10:38 New York time. A trapped booby car explodes at the State Department. So no one's talking about this car exploding at the State Department, man. Why is that? So the terrorists, they have taken the two planes, yeah, busted into the buildings. Then you have another plane at the Pentagon, but they had the ability, yeah, to put a booby trap car at the State Department. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm sure no one knows about this, or no one remembers this booby trap car. Yeah. Anyway, this is 20 years ago. This is a glance in the past. Kamikaze attack over the World Trade Center. Yeah. What can I tell you? It's hard for me to assess anything, to be frank. To say that no one died there, it's kind of harsh. I don't think anyone has any proof for this. Yeah. Anyway, and to claim someone died, it's false witness of death. Give me a break. Yeah. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, of course this is scripted. But there's a difference between scripting something and not killing anyone. So if there is just one person, one doorman there in the building left behind when the so-called controlled demolition took place, you cannot claim that no one died. So let's be frank about this. No one died, no one got hurt. Kiss my ass theories. Yeah. Even if one person died or two person died, there's still a big problem. And you cannot claim it a hoax. I'm sure at least one person died there. To say no person died, yeah, that's okay. Okay, let me backtrack. I'm not sure of anything, okay? But to claim, to be sure that no one died, you got a problem. You got a problem. So, anyway, this was it. Don't want to bore you anymore. So, the mayor of New York calls the retreat. Rudy Giuliani asked the inhabitants of the city to leave the south of the Manhattan Island after the terrorist attack on the World Trade Center. Yeah, what else? Wounded come in waves. Panic in New York. Yeah. Pentagon in flames. The eyewitnesses said that the commercial airplane struck one side of the complex, which is close to the Potomac River and the National Airport in Washington. This was the Pentagon. Evacuations and panic. Yeah. Anyway, please remember this. Please remember this because this is on print. This cannot be taken away. A trap car explodes at the State Department in Washington. 10:38. Trap car exploding. State Department.